Lectures from the devil got you piping hot. This up and you get screwed and chopped, no Michael Watts. When I was 10, I knew I should have been on Rap a Lot. Think like Jay Prince and I do more than just rap a lot. I went and got my digits up. Your favorite, bruh. You don't want no trouble, cuz. The 25th, I got a meeting with the governor. That's where Rap a Lot, no cap a lot. I used to from Farron down to Camelot.
Today, from Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans taking on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And while he won't admit it because his team lost the game, he had some fun in the last one.
He threw for over 400 yards.
I mean, there's no getting around it. As a QB, yeah, okay. We lost the game, but boy, that felt good flinging it around. Now he's got to figure out how to do the exact same thing, yet turn it into a win.
And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. The numbers for him from a week ago: 13 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to him early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. This defense for the Titans, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
From the gun, Herbert on third down. Got a man open. It's Tyler Higbee. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback.
Touchdown, Chargers! Josh Palmer, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. From the 6. And inside the 30 at the 27. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
That one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Tannehill's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 18.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Throwing again is Tannehill. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And the Titans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. 1st and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. They'll give Henry another shot. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And we will not see a run back here from Harris. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 40 now on second down. Herbert, and he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. These two teams all tied after one. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Herbert off of play action. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. A big gain that time for the Chargers.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
He gets it complete to Harris. A gain of 6 there on first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Over the middle, complete. That's Williams. And the Chargers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Eckler. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Eckler again. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
And this is going to be incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen. Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first. To throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Tannehill throwing again. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Tannehill. And it's caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A.J. Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Titans are going to retake the lead. An extra point by Nagar is up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, Deontay Harris. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Getting set to go again here on offense, Keenan Allen marches back onto the field. He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him?
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than anything else, because as soon as the catch is made, he still has the ability to, yards after catch, get downfield, gain even more, score touchdowns, all of that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as this progresses, to see how they defend him and how he changes up his game in order to try and keep getting open.
And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw taken in by Palmer. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw here, Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. Now room for Eckler. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. Harold Landry, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. This one to the left to Higbee. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down right around the 18-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half. Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the 1st half. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. And after the sack on first down. Herbert looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Terry. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached, and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway from the 6. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They were winners last week, defeating the New York Giants. They lead this one as well right now as they come up 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Henry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off play action, Tannehill. Man open, here is Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because...
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Titans. Julio Jones. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the interception by the Titans D leads to a touchdown. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And the lead is up to 8. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No return there for Harris, and the drive will begin at the 25. Now a look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Jared Davis, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Here's Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kevin Farley. And the Titans will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, his arm strength never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back the ball's intended for. He actually ran with him in perfect motion and able to make a big-time play. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Buying time to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. To throw is Tannehill. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Here's Brett Kern now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. It's Eckler again. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. On is the Chargers punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. We'll call that a punt at 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Titan football. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action, it's Tannehill. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against him offensively. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 19.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. 2nd 10 coming up here in Nashville. 3rd quarter action. Here's Tannehill. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Titans were able to recover, and indeed they will keep possession of the ball.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a two-score game. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
And he's brought down.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard.
He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. It's complete. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move,
and now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it and picked up by the Chargers. And did he get in? No, they'll mark him down at the 1-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over.
Yeah. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it.
Breaks the tackle. Now Allen. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Again, it's Henry. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Third and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Henry. And this time he is in. Derrick Henry. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Here's Harris to return it. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made, in my estimation.
This is taken at about the 14. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. A.J. Brown and the Titans getting the ball back here. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun, because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, but he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver. And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars, get the ball to them in open space, and let them do what they do.
Throwing, Tannehill. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Kenneth Murray, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. Tannehill to throw. Looking deep for Julio. And that ball incomplete. He couldn't work free from his defender, and now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Tannehill. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Uchenna Nwosu gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also fourth down now.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also fourth down.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores. On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the fourth in Cincinnati. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A victory there would mean they're sixth on the year. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down and tack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 47 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Henry running right. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. Second down and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Derrick Henry fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. First throw in overtime for Tannehill. Looking left side, and it's complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here at overtime. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and a game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score in OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game,